The boss's daughter. Mark adjusted his tie for the third time as the elevator climbed toward the 15th floor. His first day at Tech Solutions had arrived, and his stomach fluttered with equal parts excitement and nerves. The company's reputation for innovation was legendary, and landing this junior analyst position felt like winning the lottery. The elevator doors slid open to reveal a modern office space with glass walls and bustling employees. A receptionist directed him to the open workspace where his team was located. As he approached his designated desk, he noticed a young woman struggling with a towering stack of files that threatened to topple over. "Let me help you with that," Mark offered, rushing forward to stabilize the pile. "Oh, thank you," she said with a grateful smile. "I'm Emma. I work in the marketing department, just getting some archives for a project." Her warm brown eyes seemed to sparkle under the office lights. As they carried the files together to her department, they chatted easily about their first impressions of the company. Mark found himself hoping he'd see more of this cheerful colleague. Over the following weeks, Mark settled into his routine while secretly looking forward to his occasional encounters with Emma. They'd share coffee breaks in the cafeteria and discuss everything from favorite movies to career aspirations. She never mentioned her last name, and Mark never thought to ask. One rainy Tuesday, Mark stayed late to finish an important report. As he packed up around 7 o'clock, he noticed Emma sitting at her desk, staring dejectedly at her computer screen. "Everything all right?" Mark asked as he approached. Emma sighed. "I've been working on this presentation for days, and nothing seems right. The client meeting is tomorrow morning." Mark pulled up a chair. Maybe a fresh pair of eyes would help? For the next 2 hours, they worked together, reorganizing content and strengthening arguments. Mark discovered Emma had brilliant ideas but struggled with structuring them effectively. As they put the finishing touches on the slides, Emma turned to him with genuine appreciation. "I don't know how to thank you, Mark. You've saved me." "Teamwork makes the dream work," he said with a smile. The next day, Mark was called into the main conference room where his manager, Mr. Chen, was preparing for an important meeting. "Mark, I need you to take notes during this client presentation," Mr. Chen explained. "It's good experience for you to see how these high-level discussions work." Mark took a seat at the back of the room just as the clients arrived. To his surprise, Emma entered the room confidently and positioned herself at the front. She delivered the presentation they had worked on together the previous night, flawlessly. The clients were visibly impressed, asking thoughtful questions that Emma answered with poise and expertise. When the meeting concluded, Mr. Chen approached Emma with a proud smile. "Excellent work, sweetheart. You really showed them what we're made of." "Sweetheart?" Mark froze in his seat as the realization dawned on him. Emma Chen. The boss's daughter. Suddenly, all the pieces fell into place: why she seemed to have such freedom in her schedule, why she worked across multiple departments, why she never mentioned her last name. Mark felt a wave of embarrassment wash over him. He'd been giving presentation advice to the CEO's daughter. Over the next week, Mark found himself avoiding Emma. He took different routes through the office and skipped his usual coffee breaks. He felt foolish for not realizing who she was sooner, and worried that she might have misinterpreted his help as trying to curry favor with the boss's family. On Friday afternoon, Emma finally cornered him near the printing station. "Have I done something to upset you?" she asked directly, her expression concerned. "No, not at all," Mark stammered. "I've just been busy with projects." Emma crossed her arms. "Is this because you found out who my father is?" Mark shifted uncomfortably. I just feel awkward, I guess. I didn't mean to overstep by helping with your presentation. Overstep? Emma's eyebrows shot up. Mark, your help was invaluable. And I'm still the same person you had coffee with last week. But you're the boss's daughter, he said quietly. And you're the talented new analyst who sees solutions where others see problems, she countered. That's what matters here, not who my father is. Her words hung in the air between them, and Mark realized how silly he'd been. He'd been so focused on her family connection that he'd forgotten their genuine connection. I'm sorry, he said sincerely. You're right. Good, Emma smiled. Now, can we go back to being friends? I could use your opinion on another project I'm working on. As weeks turned into months, Mark and Emma developed a strong professional relationship that gradually deepened into friendship. They collaborated on several interdepartmental projects, combining Mark's analytical skills with Emma's creative vision to produce outstanding results. One evening, as they worked late on a particularly challenging proposal, Mr. Chen unexpectedly stopped by the office. Working hard, I see, he remarked, examining their progress. This looks impressive. Mark had the brilliant idea to approach the data visualization from this angle, Emma said enthusiastically. It makes the trends much clearer. Mr. Chen studied the charts thoughtfully. Indeed. Smart thinking, Mark. After her father left, Emma turned to Mark. See? He respects talent, regardless of where it comes from. The following month, the company announced a new initiative, the Innovation Grant Program. Employees could submit proposals for projects that could benefit the company, with the winning idea receiving funding and a promotion to lead the project. Mark spent evenings and weekends developing his proposal, a system to streamline client onboarding that would reduce processing time by 40%. When he shared his draft with Emma, she offered valuable insights from the marketing perspective. The day of presentations arrived. Mark waited nervously in the conference room as colleagues presented their ideas. When his turn came, he took a deep breath and began. Halfway through, he noticed Mr. Chen enter the room and take a seat at the back. Mark finished his presentation to appreciative nods from the panel. As he gathered his materials, Mr. Chen approached. Thorough work, Mark, he said. I particularly liked your implementation timeline. Realistic yet ambitious. Thank you, sir, Mark replied, trying to keep his voice steady. A week later, the results were announced. Mark had won the grant. The promotion came with it, Senior Project Manager of the new onboarding initiative. At the celebration gathering, Mr. Chen made his way through the crowd to congratulate Mark personally. You earned this, he said, shaking Mark's hand firmly. Your work speaks for itself. Then he added with a slight smile, and for what it's worth, my daughter thinks very highly of you. She says you're one of the few people who sees her for who she is, not whose daughter she is. Later that evening, as the celebration wound down, Emma found Mark on the office terrace overlooking the city lights. Congratulations, she said, handing him a glass of sparkling juice. I knew you could do it. Thanks to your feedback, Mark replied. And for helping me see what really matters. They stood in comfortable silence for a moment, watching the traffic flow like rivers of light below. You know, Emma said softly, when people find out who my father is, they usually treat me differently. They either try to use me to get to him, or they avoid me altogether. You did the avoiding thing for a while, but you got over it. Mark turned to face her. I'm glad I did. Otherwise, I would have missed out on knowing an amazing person. Emma's smile widened. So, now that you're a big shot project manager, does this mean you're too important to have coffee with lowly marketing staff? Never, Mark laughed. In fact, I believe the new project manager should regularly consult with marketing to ensure alignment. It would be irresponsible not to. How very professional of you, Emma teased. Tomorrow morning, then? Usual time? Absolutely. As Mark watched Emma walk back inside, he realized that sometimes the biggest obstacles we face are the ones we create in our own minds. The boss's daughter was just a smart, funny, capable person he was lucky to know. And tomorrow, they'd have coffee, just like always.